Hello, today is November 4th, 2014, and I'm BallotBox. I've got this shiny sticker on my shirt proclaiming that I have used my constitutional right to vote. Josh Box's question was about why I play Risk of Rain so much and what makes the content updates so good. Well, the biggest change is behind the scenes. They moved the whole game onto another engine which, while generally improving performance, also caused a slew of bugs. The update added 10 new items and 2 new classes. Not exactly a space breaker, but it does liven things up a little. The classes Loader and Chef are the meat of the update. Loader is based off of the Alien series and its iconic yellow lifting machine's power to crush aliens. The Chef is a little more unique. He is a robot chef that survived the ship's purge and fell to the planet with the rest of the survivors. The Loader's basic attack is a 3-combo punch with the third doing double damage and knocking enemies up. If you pause before you finish, you're going to have to tap through the first 2 punches again. He also has a 3-second invincibility shield and a grappling fist. He can literally attach to walls and go flying at them. It's really cool. His final ability drops 2 towers that release lightning between them. They have infinite range and are great at crowd control. Chef's basic attack throws knives, lots and lots of knives. Besides the Enforcer, he's the only ranged character with a piercing basic attack. The knives fly about a quarter to a third of the screen before turning around and returning to him, piercing both ways. So all of his attacks hit twice, but they only proc items once. His second skill is also very enforcerly, as he shoots out a short wave of fire, knocking all the enemies back away from him and doing high damage. His movement spell involves releasing oil from his chassis and speeding him forward. He can coat enemies in this oil so that when he charbroils them, they get stunned and take extra damage. His final skill is the one where he upgrades his other ones, which is pretty cool. The oil and the flame are basically you move faster and you do more damage, but the knives are a little more unique. Instead of throwing 1 knife forward, he throws 9 knives in a circle, basically wrecking whatever he's on top of and hitting them for a ton of damage. Yep. And so that's the characters. And besides that, you have the 10 items. You get the fireworks, which basically launch every time you open a chest or crate, which is super helpful for just clearing guys and getting free gold. There's a snare gun, which sometimes holds the enemies in place, and it's kind of just eh. Red whip, every 5 seconds after you leave combat, you get a massive speed boost, and really helps backtracking and just scouring a level if you're doing a speed run. Then there's Hoopoe Feather, which gives you a double jump and then stacks so you can just be like, you know what, Gravity? I don't like you, and then just leave. There's the Frost Relic, which is a new take on the charge field generator kind of thing, where instead of getting a bigger shield, you just get more damage, and it all just stacks on itself, doing massive damage. It is insanely fun to stack Frost Relics when you're using a command relic. There's the laser turbine, which charges with every attack, eventually doing a giant blast, decimating your enemies for the most part. Then there's the interstellar desplant, which creates little health pods, which disappear after a while, but are pretty fun to use. But the health really doesn't matter too much unless you're probably early game and you lucked into this item. For the use items, they have the giant crystal, which just it resets all your cooldown, which means if you have a character with high cooldowns like Acrid, you can just spam, and it's really fun. There's the quibs, which are just adorable. It shoots out a wave of little orange squids, which explode on contact and do massive damage. And then there's Dynamite, which is probably the most unique. Every time you shoot and you hit an enemy, you drop dynamite where you stand, which then can be blown up when you use the item, but you won't drop any more dynamite until the cooldowns reset. So you can litter the stage with dynamite and then blow it all up, which is kind of fun, or you can just blow it up when you feel like it's useful, but then you'll stop using it. So it's fun to just leave it till the last minute and then just do a giant explosion. Um, at the moment, there's some pretty big bugs. If you perfectly jump onto a platform, you can get stuck in the pixels and are unable to jump. You're going to want to just get off the platform or using a jumping skill to get past that wall, and then you'll be back and ready to play again. Besides that, if you die in multiplayer, there's a chance of losing your HUD, which means no more items, no more health bar, no more cooldowns. It's all just bleh, and you're kind of just hoping you don't die again. You just hope you still do good, but it's still playable. And then that's the biggest bugs that I have come into. The game is ridiculously fun to play, and remember to always pack an umbrella when there is a risk of rain. So, Joshbox, how did your visit to a ballot box go? This is CozBox. Just cause.